For me, food is all about family.
Delicious!
And those special moments when we come together over a mouth-watering meal. This is the kind of pie that says, I love you. I want to share some of my yummy family favourites, dishes for every kind of day. But like any busy family, no 2 days are ever the same in my house. It smells incredible in here. So I love having a range of quick and easy ideas ready for any occasion. Okay, I'm stuck. Each week, I'm going to share simple and delicious recipes for different kinds of family days, from manic weekdays to wind-down weekends. Yep, I'm gonna add all of it. And I don't feel a pang of guilt. I'll be exploring the everyday ingredients we all have in our cupboards. Oh my God.
It's amazing, isn't it?
To see how to get the best out of them. Passion fruit. How did I get it? You make that look really easy.
It is easy.
And I'm also going to travel the country meeting inspirational home cooks. I hope my kids aren't expecting this for tea. Who go the extra mile to make scrumptious products most of us buy in the shops.
Oh, no!
So, I hope you're hungry. I've got a really close family and we don't need an excuse to get together. But when we do, food is always central. My family get-together dishes are Furikake Fries, Jollof Pilau with salted cucumber, beef burgers with bacon jam, and our family favourite, Back-To-Front baked cheesecake.
You're the only dessert that I'll actually fight for.
You don't know who it's going to.
We all have different tastes, but there is one thing guaranteed to please us all, and that is a good burger. Nothing beats us all sitting down to my burgers with bacon jam. The kids love them, and they're a big hit with the grown-ups too. I've got a recipe for a really good bacon jam that works so well in a burger, in toast, crumpets. But in a burger, it is, oh. Start by frying chopped garlic and onion. Now, I don't eat bacon, but thank the Lord someone found an alternative. And this stuff looks like bacon, and I think it might even taste a little bit like bacon. So this is turkey bacon. But of course, you can use the real stuff if you like. For heat, throw in some chili flakes. So now, this is kind of more like the jam bit. I've got some brown sugar in a jug, and then to that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of instant coffee granules. It seems like such an unusual thing to do. Something about the coffee brings out that smokiness of the bacon, which really works, and I tried it without the coffee, not so good. Pour in 125 ml of hot water. That is the strongest thing you'll ever drink. Just to finish off my jam, I'm going to add some vinegar and then some maple syrup. And maple and bacon, that's a really classic combination. And I'm going to let that cook down on a gentle heat for about an hour. While that cooks down, I can get on with the burger patties. Start by adding 1 tablespoon of garlic granules to a kilogram of beef mince. Then a teaspoon of onion salt. And then lots and lots and lots of black pepper. At least like a teaspoon's worth. So I'm gonna get my hands straight in and give that a really good mix. I feel so fortunate that I can say every time we get together as a family feels like an occasion, but always made better with burgers, of course. They'll need around 5 minutes each side to get them nice and crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, you can see all those crispy bits. Oh. Burger needs a good slab of cheese, and this is smoked cheese. And this stuff is great because it kind of complements the already smoky bacon. Melt, cheese, melt. Right, now, the other little bit that I like on our burgers is a runny egg. Imagine you've got like beef and then you've got cheese and you've got bacon jam and a runny egg. Oh, runny egg is the way. So my patty, beef patty with my cheese. Woohoo! Everything is in that burger. It's sweet, it's salty, it's tangy, it's a little bit sour. Like, I don't like doing things by halves. If I'm gonna have a filthy burger, it's gonna be the filthiest I've ever had. Oh. Look at that ooze. It should be so big that it doesn't fit in my mouth. When I make a burger and my family taste it, I want them to say, oh, you know what? That is the best burger I have ever had. And though I may say it myself, it is. Juicy burgers, tangy turkey bacon jam, and a fried egg. There is nothing better for a family get-together. Burgers are great on the barbecue, and a break in the cloud and my husband has ours on the go almost immediately, and it seems that he's not alone. I've come to Lip Hook in Hampshire to meet a man who truly goes the extra mile for his barbecue. That's a scary sound.
Oh, yeah?
Hiya, Jimmy.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, yeah.
Good, nice to see you.
What's wood got to do with barbecuing? Why haven't you got a bag of charcoal like the rest of us?
Well, I've got a bag of charcoal, but the charcoal is only a base, but it's quite nice to use a different type of wood to flavour the meat.
Do you just like using it, wearing that helmet and using a chainsaw?
Pretty much.
A little bit. Is it a little bit of that?
Mostly that, yeah.
Jimmy is a barbecue obsessive, but a tree surgeon by trade. And he uses his expert knowledge of wood to create amazing homemade smoky flavours on his barbecue.
You know, I use native woods like alder, oak, cherry.
And all of these woods impart flavour?
Yeah, it's all slightly different. Some will give you a stronger smoke, some will give you a bit of a more mild smoke. Some, I mean, apple especially will give you a really sweet smoke.
Jimmy has already been cooking some beef short ribs for 3 hours and has been using cherry wood for a sweet smoke. This bit here, this process of adding wood, I think there's lots of people won't know about that. I certainly don't.
This is more about smoking the meat, cooking it slow, because even a cheaper cut of meat can taste like a piece of fillet if you do it slower.
Yeah.
And longer. And with the smoke adding the extra flavour, well, you can see it really does make a bit of a difference.
Already, that's creating a lovely smoke,
yeah, so we'll get the lid back on, because that's what we want to harness.
Right. Jimmy is not stopping at just the ribs. He's got a huge hunk of beef to do on the barbecue too. But before we can start cooking, Jimmy swears by his rub, a mixture of black pepper, oregano, rosemary, garlic salt and rock salt. But really, this is all about that smoke that we're going to create in the barbecue.
Yeah, once we put a bit more wood on the barbecue, just to start the smoking process off, over the next couple of hours, it should take that on and give it a nice smoky texture.
Then it's lid on and leave it for around 5 hours. How are you not opening it? I'm so tempted to open it. How can you not be curious about what's going on inside?
I am, desperately. But I'm not opening it.
You're not,
no.
You've learned.
No, I've learned not to.
How are you not tempted to open it?
I'm really tempted to open it, but I'm not opening it.
Go on, open it.
OK, right, I think we're probably just about there, so we'll whip the lid off.
Oh, look at those. Oh, my God, look at that. When the meat has had its time, Jimmy wraps it up in butcher's paper, which helps to keep it crisp while it rests.
Look at that.
Oh, my God. So how long are we going to leave this to rest?
Half an hour, 45 minutes. Should be plenty.
OK.
Lovely.
Oh, my God, more waiting.
Yeah, there's always more waiting.
Lots of
it's patience.
waiting. And then the moment of truth. Oh, my God, look at all those juices.
OK. Yeah, that's fine. Here we go. Should be ready now.
And you've left all that fat on?
Oh, yeah, because it just melts down, so.
Oh, my God, look at that. And how long have we been cooking that for, what, 7 hours?
7 hours, yeah, 7 hours.
It's not going to take 7 hours to eat.
Certainly not. You can see it's got a ring there, red ring round it.
Yeah.
That's where the smoke's penetrated it.
Oh, really? Across
to give it the flavour, yeah.
OK. Oh, my God. That is so intensely smoky. It's so worth chucking that bit of wood in. It makes such a difference. So if you were cooking for people who are coming over or for friends or family, you're having a like big gathering, this would be great. You could just put this in really early in the morning.
And forget about it. Cut the grass, tidy up, make sure have a few beers.
Yeah. Present that and it will make anyone happy. But then we've got this bad boy.
Yeah, we've got to try that now.
Oh my God, look at that.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, definitely what.
If you were to do that in the house, you're never going to get that smoky flavour.
No, I don't think you will.
And I don't think, the way I barbecue, without wood, you'd never get that flavour. That is intense and it's smoky and it's delicious. It's like...
And the rub helps because it brings out the saltiness, lifts everything all the way up. Yeah, it's great.
Any chance of a doggy bag?
Take what you like.
Huh.
Yeah, take what you like. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
OK, then. We are a family of chip lovers, so I'm always looking for new ways to reinvent them, and this is our new favourite, Furikake Fries. There are all kinds of chips out there, but these are really special. Perfect for when you have something to celebrate with family. And trust me, they won't stay on the plate for long. So I'm going to put the potato in the water. You can see where the water's gone really cloudy. That's all the starch coming off the potato. And that means the crispier your fries are going to be. After a few minutes sitting in the water, drain them and use a tea towel to dry them off. So I'm going to leave those to dry. For the sticky bit, I mix together 2 tablespoons of honey and fish sauce for a salty hit. And then a tablespoon of oyster sauce. And now for the sprinkly bit. Oh, this bit, it took me so long to get this bit right, but I've done it for you, I've done it just for you. These are like seaweed sheets. If you've ever had sushi before, these are the kind of sheets that you'd see kind of wrapped around your sushi. Just rip them up and drop them into a food processor. Doesn't feel like cooking, it feels a little bit like I'm doing arts and crafts. Then add 6 tablespoons of garlic granules, chili flakes, and white and black sesame seeds for a bit of zing and colour. Look at that, just that. How can that not make you happy? It'll just take around 3 minutes for each batch of chips to be a crispy golden brown. So these are ready to come out. Look at that. Still crispy, yum. And then the seasoning. Just sprinkle that all over the top. I only have to say the word furukaki in my house and the kids are like... Onto my bowl. Oh no, look, there's some on the board. I can't possibly go back. Oh my God. If there's one thing I love, it's Furikake Fries and my kids. And in that order. Invite your family over, make up a load of these, and I promise you, they are never going to leave. My family love chips, but they also love rice. And so I have a go-to dish that never fails to impress when they come over. The first time I ever tasted jollof was a few years ago in Leeds, and I remember that smell. And as soon as I tasted it, it was like everywhere I went, there was jollof everywhere. So this is my vegetarian jollof pilau with salted cucumber, inspired by my first ever taste. So the first thing I want to do is make up my spice mix, and I always make enough so I've got loads, so I can use it on chicken and fish, I can use it on lots of different things. Throw in a load of chili flakes, some garlic granules, ground ginger, dried thyme. And then cinnamon, lots of cinnamon. Woo! Then some nutmeg, dried coriander, and ground black pepper and a good pinch of salt. Give it a shake. Now, before I even start my rice, I'm gonna soak my rice. So I've got basmati rice, and I like basmati rice because it's long grains and it's a really great one in a pilau. Soaking it in water will help it cook quicker. While it soaks, I can make the salad to accompany the pilau. Chop a cucumber into thin slices. Then add some sliced red onion and a good helping of rock salt. And I promise you, that's not like an over-seasoned salad. I will be washing all this salt off. What the salt is doing, it's drawing out the moisture from the cucumber, from the onion, kind of taking away the zing from the onion. So it'll season it, but it'll soften it at the same time. Next is the base to the pilau. And of course, that means chopped onions and oil. Season it. Once the onions are a golden brown, they are ready. Then, as this is a vegetarian dish, I'm adding some veggie meat. It's great to bulk it out. And at the same time, it kind of absorbs all that flavour. Now add around 4 tablespoons of the spicy jollof seasoning. So my little pieces are coated in that spice. And now all I have to do is drain off my rice. We have this thing at home when we're making pilau. Who can tip the bowl the furthest without the rice falling out? No. Look, that's almost upright. There's nobody here to see me win this race. See that? Expert. I have to get every grain out. I can hear my mum's voice. Just say, your granddad works so hard to grow rice. Don't you dare waste a grain. Pour in boiling water until it's around 2 centimeters above the rice. Right now, turn the heat up. Now stir. You want to evaporate that water really quickly. It makes me really proud to say that my granddad was a rice farmer. He makes lots of people happy. As soon as it starts to thicken up and you have what looks like the makings of a pilau, turn it down completely to the lowest possible setting. And say goodnight. Don't look at it. Just leave it. Trust that it will take 15 minutes to just steam up, and you will have perfect pilau. Now rinse off the salad and serve. It's ready. It is perfect just the way it is. Just serve it just like that, alongside that salty, crunchy salad. And that is a pilau even my mum would be proud of. If you're looking for a veggie rice dish for family guests, look no further than this pilau. They won't be disappointed. Any chef worth their salt knows just when to add a pinch or two of the most staple of our kitchen cupboard ingredients. These days, popping down the shops to grab some salt can be quite a complicated process. I mean, which one? Table salt, rock salt, crystals, flakes, flavoured salt, smoked salt? The list seems never-ending. But the fact is, all salt, whatever the type, originally started out right there. Lizard Point in Cornwall is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. The Grade A protected waters here are some of the cleanest we have anywhere in the UK. And that makes it the ideal place to extract top quality salt. Philip Tanswell and the team at Cornish Sea Salt have been perfecting their process over the last 10 years. They harvest it by hand and he's letting me have a go. Can you get this wrong?
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out.
That's what
I'm sure you won't get it wrong. I'm sure you won't get it wrong.
Well, look at all that salt.
It's one of the reasons why we hand harvest is to make sure that we maintain the crystal structure.
Whoa, look at those big flakes.
If we lift those crystals up, and you'll see these fantastic salt crystals. Yeah. There's great big flakes through there. Then we just want to take it around and put it in one of those blue baskets over there without dropping one crystal.
Don't say that.
There you go. Almost there. That's it.
Yeah.
I think you may have a job.
Whoa! So I've proved I'm an expert salt harvester, but how would I know which one to buy in the supermarket?
If you buy salt and you're wondering whether it's a natural salt or it's a product which has been processed, if it's cuboid and regular, it's processed. If you look and you've got a whole range of different sort of crystal shapes, that's likely to be a natural salt or natural sea salt.
What's the difference between this salt and table salt?
Well, table salt is effectively dissolved rock salt. Those table salts would have started off as being really good rock salt with all the magnesium, calcium, potassium, etc. What the chemical industries do is they take them off because they have a very high value, sold back to us as supplements, and what they're left with is pure sodium chloride, which is, you know, not in its natural form. Eating table salt is a bit like listening to something in mono. When you have sea salt, it's like tasting something in quadraphonic sound. It gives you these different flavours which come from the salts.
So now I know where the different types of salt come from, but what is the best way to use them? I'm heading to Padstow, a few miles up the north coast of Cornwall, to meet a chef who knows all there is to know about salt. Paul Ainsworth is one of the country's top chefs.
Lovely to see you.
And you! For those of us who go out to the supermarket to buy our salt, what's the best kind of salt to have in the house to use for cooking?
The easiest way for me to explain it would be kind of looking at like your sea salt there, which is your flakes, okay, really good quality. That's your finisher. Coarse sea salt in the base of your cooking, your gravies, your soups, your sauces, all of that kind of thing. And then fine salt, like, I think a lot of people like now are realising fine salt undergoes a bit of a chemical process.
Yeah.
But can still have its uses because it's so fine for gentle seasoning, you know, or like things like brines.
There is only one thing left to do. I've got to taste some food now.
There is lots of food for you to taste and some surprises.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Would you like some lamb?
Yes. Would I like some lamb?
Right, so...
Before cooking, Paul has soaked his shoulder of lamb in a table salt brine for 12 hours, giving it a delicate flavour.
And I've just finished it just on top with some of that finishing sea salt. See, just on top. And then we put it back in, so you got all the herbs. So, get that seasoning right the way through it.
All the way.
Look how tender and succulent the meat is, the texture of it as well. That is salt at its absolute best. All of a sudden, your roast dinner's gone next level.
And you don't need that little salt pot.
No, you don't need to kind of
We don't need the
serve
shaker.
a bland plate of food and then throw salt all over it. Ready for some beef?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
For his steak, Paul has used Himalayan salt to draw out the moisture from the meat, then seasoned it with rock salt just before cooking. Oh, look at that.
And then, using the finishing sea salt that we took, those nice kind of fine crystals, we'll just season the middle all over the pink bits of the meat.
So,
Again, it's not salty, it's just a lovely flavour.
what I've learnt today is that it's not about putting salt in food. It's about seasoning your food so it tastes amazing.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely, definitely, 100%. I've got one last surprise for you. Now, you could not come to Padstow, could you, and not have a proper nice ice cream. All in the name of research.
Right.
OK? So this is Cornish cream, Cornish milk. That lovely colour comes from lots of vanilla. And then we put salt in the mix as well to kind of really bring out the flavour. Just have a try of it like that. And then with all of the leftover vanilla, we don't waste anything. We then dry the pods and blitz it into salt. Now have a taste of it with some vanilla sea salt. And again, that's the finishing salt.
Oh, my God.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Really good.
Bet you didn't think you'd be having salt on your ice cream today, did you?
No, this is the next big thing.
This isn't it, yeah. Cheers.
No more talking now.
No.
No. I love a baked cheesecake, but I can't help but tinker with the recipe. Dare I say it, but my back-to-front version might just be better than the original. If you've got a family with a sweet tooth like mine, this will be the perfect dessert to have them coming back for more. Start with 900 grams of full-fat cream cheese. Then add 200 grams of caster sugar and pour in 150 mils of sour cream. Then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of plain flour, adding that bit of extra flour means that it kind of thickens up the mix and it draws out any of the extra moisture because you don't want a soggy cheesecake. Let's skip dessert, said no one ever. Throw in 3 beaten eggs. Last little bit, which is my favourite bit. I'm using 2 teaspoons of vanilla bean paste. You get those lovely black flecks running through. Pour into a baking tin and then just level off the top. And then get it in the oven at 160 for 1 hour. Once the hour's up, turn the oven off and leave the cheesecake in there till the oven is completely cool. This will help stop it cracking. Good night, cheesecake. As if a cheesecake isn't delicious enough as it is, I like to serve it with a honey-salted caramel sauce. Start with 50 grams of butter, and while it's melting, spoon in 170 grams of set honey. Let it bubble away until it's a light brown. Then switch off the heat and add in 300 ml of double cream. And finally, the salty bit, a good pinch of rock salt. After a mix, set it to one side and leave to cool. And now onto the base. That's not the base, but is the base, but it's the top. You get what I'm saying, right? So I'm starting off with a zip seal bag, and I'm gonna pop some digestives straight into the bag. Shut it. Use a rolling pin and just smash it up. I don't want to turn it into a fine crumb, so I want big bits and little bits. Have you ever had a cheesecake base where it is so solid and so compact and so thickly packed that when you go to cut it, you can't get your knife in, and when you do get your knife in, your cheesecake goes flying? I hate that in a cheesecake. It totally destroys the cheesecake experience. So, eat your cheesecake back to front. Now that I've got that off my chest, let's move on. Pour in the cooled honey and melted butter. For even more sweetness, add in some demerara sugar, and for crunch and a touch of luxury, hazelnuts and dark chocolate chunks. And that is my base that's not a base done. Once all the elements have cooled, all that's left is to put it all together. Oh, glorious cheesecake. And that is more like it. Ordinary is great, but ordinary is boring. Back to front. Back to front is the way to go. This is one of my favourite desserts. My family love it too, and in my opinion, all the best cakes are a little bit back to front. Guys, who wants some cheesecake? Look at that. Look, I made Shaq's favourite.
That for me is perfect.
This is too good. What's the fuss? What the fuss?
You're the only dessert that I will actually fight for.
You don't know who it's going to.